Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, and welcome to another video. So happy to have you back watching the videos on the channel. So today we're going to be talking about white balance, and white balance for mostly beginners. And if you've always been confused about what white balance is, how it works, how to get it right, then we will talk about that today. So most of you starting out will be doing exactly what I'm doing now. I'm sitting in a room. I have a little bit of daylight coming through the window just over here, and it's a very dark, overcast day, so there's no sunlight coming through, and we have spots built into the ceiling, and those are very yellowish to the color spot. They're not daylight or they're not white light, and as you can see from my face, it is pretty yellow. Now bear in mind that this video is being recorded in S-Log3 and I have put a color grade on it, but the white balance has remained automatic in camera. So there's a couple of options that you can play with, and some of these vary depending on which camera you may have. So let's talk about it. So the first option you can have is leave it like it is, and you can then basically record your video, post the video and leave it like it is, and hope that people don't care too much about the color of your skin, the color of the background, that it's a bit yellowishy. Some lights also do a blue tint, so you might find your skin and the white background a little bit blue. But there are three things that you can do in order to fix this. So the first one is probably the easiest one, and I'll put a little screenshot on the side here of how to do it in my editor of choice, which is Final Cut Pro. And you basically go to the color picker tool and then get a little eyedropper, and you select on your footage what is expected to be white. Once you click that, Final Cut Pro will adjust the clip to what it thinks is the best option for it. So from now, let's imagine I've placed the color dropper tool onto the white wall, for example, and this is what the automatic option gives you. The second option is right here. Now I don't know if you've picked it up, but I've got a grey card which I've just put there on the photo frame, and that is an 18% grey card, and this gives any software editing choice a kind of ideal match of what it expects to be. Yes, and I know it's grey and we're doing white balance, but trust me, it does work. And what I'm going to do now on the eyedropper, take it, click it on this part, and then it should do a much better job of determining the correct white balance. And the reason for that is these whites everywhere, the white walls and the white furniture, because of the angles, because of the yellow lights, the way they're angled, might get a different white balance configuration depending whether I click on here to pick the white balance, or here, or somewhere here. That grey card is there, and you also want to make sure that that grey card is not bouncing any light off at it straight. So what the other thing you can do is take down said grey card, and if you can kind of see like that, it's kind of glistening and reflecting the light. Hold it in a way like this right at the beginning of your video, and that will give kind of a good picture of what's going on. And then basically, you know, do your white balance based on that. So hold it any way you want, so there's no kind of reflection like I just showed you. I'm gonna put my hand behind that because it's pretty thin card, and put the eyedropper on here, and that will give you the white balance from the card there. Now the final option, which we don't need this anymore because we've got the white balance. The final option is trickier and it varies depending on the camera. You should be able to pick the white balance in camera. So what you can do is, depending on whether you have a Sony or a Canon, you can also take a grey card or a piece of white paper. Just make sure it is white because most printing paper is not true white. And then there's an option to take a photo of the said card, which will be somewhere in your options. And again, I'm not going to go through it because every camera is different, and it will save that white balance of the card and adjust in camera, so you have to do less in post. So hopefully any of these will be helpful for you. I prefer to do that and use the white balance card just before I start recording, because the lighting, especially now because it's a cloudy day, if it was a sunny day, the white balance would change because the sun would be coming in and out of the clouds. Now the light even outside is constant, so there's not going to be many changes. So I'll put that at the beginning of the video, use that for the white balance, and then cut that bit of footage out before I do the final video. If you have any questions, don't forget to put them down in the comments below and put, how it's worked for you and what is your favorite method. But until the next one, I'll see you soon.